And we live on another Monday after Thanksgiving, after I done ate the whole house. And I got to get it together for Christmas because, I was getting that progress going. But what I want people to understand, though, is just because you had bad days don't mean it's all over. You know what I mean? So, because I know some people who had them cheat days and then they turn to cheat weeks. That ain't me. That's not me. But what I'm saying is you did it, move on. So all my Thanksgiving food is thrown away. I hope yours is, because it's Monday. And it's Monday night at that. So that means it's basically Tuesday. So you should not have no Thanksgiving food left. Now, this week I would tell you the vlog. We dropped the third vlog this week, and this one I got a lot of footage that won't get deleted. And this one is going to cover my Thanksgiving. So I went to a total of 4 Friendsgivings. On Thanksgiving Day, I was at 3 different houses. So I'm going to just count that for one day, but I went to 4 of them total. That Friday, then that Saturday, then Thanksgiving, and then this past Saturday, went to another one. And I got a lot of good commentary that I want y'all to see. So that'll drop this Saturday along with the episode about abundance. And that episode this week is going to be a good one. But today I have a great guest joining me for the live stream on this here Monday. So this person was actually on an episode last season, and we follow each other on Instagram and still keep up from time to time. So let me go ahead and introduce him, and then we're going to recap this past Thanksgiving special. My boy, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, family? Blessings and balance to you. Blessings and balance to everyone that's tuning in, man. Big shout out to y'all. Y'all the real MVPs.
Okay, good. You the real VP. I remember that meme all them years ago. I used to be saying that to people. What was I about to say? So Thanksgiving. This week's episode was about, I said, feasting on wellness, and I was in the studio this week. I don't go there all the time, but I try to go there, pop in there every so often because, like I said, there's people making millions of dollars doing this at their house. Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco doing it. A lot of people doing it. They're making millions, so I don't have to. I'm glad we got away from that narrative that you need to be in the studio at all times, because you don't. People literally make millions of dollars doing like this with their phone.
No, for real.
So recapping the episode, I really enjoyed it. I recorded it actually days before Halloween, but you wouldn't be able to tell. But we actually recorded the episode days before Halloween, and I thought it was a good episode just in the climate we live in, because and kind of picking back off what I said earlier about with the whole Thanksgiving thing. And if you overindulge for a while, as long as you get back into it, it's cool. I feel like it's kind of similar with the toxicity of just media in general, because there are days and times we might overindulge a little too much, but I feel like if you get back to it, all right, let me get back on, not watching it as much, not tuning in all that stuff as much, you can kind of declutter some things. So tell me what you liked about the episode or what you found interesting and all that.
Was it the guest name was Vari?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he had a brilliant mind, honestly. Just his whole perspective and outlook on life was very intriguing. And a lot of things he said I resonated with, and I was like, damn, that sounds like some shit that I would say if I was asked the same question. So just being able to relate with him a lot, you know what I'm saying? Just like the way that he moved and how he carries himself. Y'all just seemed like y'all was just powwowing for real, man. I used to know with the shades on. It looked like a fun interview for real. So I was like, dang. It was just wholesome, honestly.
What I like about stuff like that, those type of podcast episodes that I don't ever want to get away from, because what most people don't, well, if you've been following me for a long time, my first guest was my friends.
Yeah.
So, it became, as I started to grow and go up, it's, talking to people I've never met before in life. And in some cases I talk to them. It's a few people like you I keep up with still, but most of those people I did the episode with, and that was really it. And you do a bunch of podcasts, so I'm sure them people you've been got on their show, promote your businesses. All right, I'll holler at you.
Me.
And that's just how it is. It's a job. So it's funny that you said that, because you didn't know I knew him until you started watching. You like, I can tell y'all know each other.
Yeah.
And that's the good thing, because like I said, one thing, no matter, I could have Jay-Z on here tomorrow, and I'm gonna speak on that in a second. I can have Jay-Z on here tomorrow. I don't know Jay-Z from Can of Paint, but I never want to shy away from people that I know personally, because it's just energy and a vibe that just picks up, y'all pick up and y'all feed off each other. And so yeah, that's good stuff. Now, before we get into the episode, the stuff I got to talk about, Jay-Z 500,000. Now, I'm glad Buddy know ain't nobody coming to dinner with you. But before he said that, what was your take on that?
More than like, it's take the bread, honestly. You know what I'm saying? It's like 500,000, but that change your life just like that. And the split, as soon as you get that wire, man, it's over with. Your whole life is completely changed if you know what to do with it. But even if you don't know what to do with it, your life is still completely changed versus having dinner with Jay-Z. I'd rather have dinner with Nipsey over Jay-Z, in my personal opinion. So, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
And the thing, even with that too, is because I feel like with him, it's like I said in the episode, and the people was commenting, they was telling me about it. What if he don't see you, think you got no talent? Or like, what if he don't think nothing of you? So you thinking, oh, he finna put me on, and then he like, you ain't got it. This
Right,
ain't for you. So what you gonna do? Now you didn't just got some. I said you got some chicken tenders
right.
and a conversation with Jay-Z. I mean, I guess if you want to fan out, I guess, but
For
I don't
sure, yeah, use that aspect, but nah, I ain't even really that big of a fan, cuz to
know.
want to sit
No,
down
not
with
at all.
buddy.
Not at all. So, okay. So, what else I want to cover about the episode before I move on? I think that's pretty much it. It was just about, watching when we feed ourselves in a social media break. Now, updated, because when I recorded that again, that was right before Halloween. I have not kept up with my promise, y'all. On that episode, I said I wanted to move into Sundays being my no social media days. I high key forgot. So, I'm going I'm going to try to get back on that this Sunday for real, just because, just kind of starting a new week and trying to just cleanse and trying to be as, prepared as I can and kind of like a decompress in a sense. But y'all hold me accountable. I'm gonna try to do that this Sunday. But like I said, for those that y'all should know, but those that don't know, the vlog episode 3 will drop this Saturday. And yeah, because it's still kind of new. I'm kind of on a press run with it. I don't know if you knew about it. I have a vlog now called In and Out the Office with Izzy Baker that chronicles my life as a full-time podcaster, ghostwriter, because I don't teach no more. I just retired after
Yeah,
this
I remember
past
you
semester.
saying that.
And yeah, people get to see what's going on with my life. So yeah, that's how we doing that. But
For sure, that sound dope.
yeah, appreciate you. All right, now let's get into this first topic I want to talk about. Now, this is off the shade room, and it's a comment from DDG, and it says, "Would you rather know when you're gonna die or how you're gonna die?" So this is a question I want the audience to just tell me what they would think in the comments and just in general. I'll start off and I'll let you give your take.
Yeah,
I'd rather know how. I don't want to know when.
thanks.
I'd rather know how because one, if you wanted to know how, if you knew how, I can't say that you could thwart it, like try to change it from coming. But in the same breath, if you what you could do is just know like what to prepare for. Maybe I don't know
Thanks.
if that makes sense. Because if you knew when, that's like what they must say. You 6 months out, my boy.
Right. No, for real. I feel like I agree with you. I feel like it's something health related. I feel like then you would be able to control that. You know what I'm saying? At least delay it a little bit longer versus goddamn, okay, I know when I'm gonna die, but don't know how, don't know when. I mean, don't know how it's gonna transpire, none of that. I feel like that's more I mean, you like surprises and thrills, then okay, sure that's what gets your rocks off. But you know what I'm saying? I'd rather know how. Because I just like to say, you just try to prevent it as much as you can. At least you'll just be conscious. Okay, I know the risk that comes with whatever whatever I'm doing. So it's like you just conscious of what you're doing at that point. You know what
No,
I'm
for
saying?
sure. For sure. But that was a good question though. And I like getting those little quotes that some of these dudes be saying and putting them on here because like that's a good question. And that's something that people really, really I feel like people need to take into consideration. And maybe, just maybe, like he said, if it's health related, you can kind of start getting things in order now because a lot of the stuff that's killing y'all is your diet. And then we keep going over that. And again, I'm not saying it's the Thanksgiving. Yeah, we all overindulge, but it's like, okay, if that's what you do every so often versus every day, and some people eat like that every day. Maybe not that many plates, but so that's something to keep in mind.
Food
But
for thought.
no, for sure. For sure.
Literally.
All right, so now because we're gonna get into that other conversation later, but we're gonna get into this one first. So for those that don't know, Uncle Luke has been called a groomer. Everybody's been coming out saying people are pedophiles, people are having these sexual charges and did things to them 20 years ago, 10 years ago, and what's her name? Gloria, is that her name? Gloria Velez, yeah, that her. I don't know if I pronounced that right. She said that she was groomed by Uncle Luke. So now I got a clip that we about to watch of him of his response, and I want to see what y'all think about this. All right, let me share my screen because this was interesting, and this information comes from Urban Central. So let's go ahead and see what he got to say.
I just learned what the grooming mean. I don't even know what the grooming mean. Grooming. Just grooming. They had to explain that to me. I got the right one. I don't have no problem going to court. I'm not Russell Simmons. I'm not them other people. I don't do that. I know my brand. My brand is Luke. Hey, we want some face down up. That's what like me so horny. The problem is when you know your brand and you know what you're singing about, you subject yourself to be in that kind of trap faster. So what you have to do is really not be about what those songs is talking about, because you can get yourself jammed up. I video everything. Everybody sign releases. I do shows. Ain't no underage people be doing no show with me. I fire girls. You get caught. I have chaperone for the girls, a one head dancer. It's always one head dancer. And she put everybody in check. So you're doing, this is not a traveling whorehouse. So you gonna mess around with these other artists, you're gonna get sent home, sweetheart. You get fired.
All right, so I knew that was going to be a riot. Now, let's get to the first segment. So, what does this have to do with mental health? So, first of all, Uncle Luke, you know what you get with Uncle Luke. That is a Miami response for sure.
Man.
I get him because a lot of times I always say, which we're going to get into that about the whole how he should have handled it. Did he handle it the best? I'm not going to say he handled it like a Miami nigga for sure. Because I feel like any of them would have did the same thing. I don't think that mental health wise, you heard him say you got the right one. And he said that because you could sit back and allow people to just attack and try to tear down your brand and try to call you something you're not. So for him to respond like that, I'm sure he was like, nah, we're not even gonna play. He said he shut it down early. He said, nah, we're not even gonna play that. And I do believe in some instances that it's okay to give a response. I just feel like it's about how you went about it. I mean, he gonna go about that's just him. So mental health wise, I just feel like we gotta watch, and this is more for really everybody, but especially with these new hot terms, we have to watch what we calling people and saying. Everybody's quick to use the phrase narcissist. We're quick to say grooming. We quick to say we gotta watch how we say those words because you could tarnish somebody's brand like that and tarnish a person like that. Now, there are some people in some cases, because Uncle Luke basically just said, I'm not R. Kelly. I ain't none of these other ones. Because,
right.
But in a sense, if he had not defended that, one could argue they would have put him on the same platform as R. Kelly or somebody else if he didn't come out and say what he said. So what's your take on that as a mental health, as a man, as saying, as a being in a man in a position where a woman publicly tarnishes you or tries to go against you?
Man, that's tough. That's tough right there. Just I'd have had that happen to former guy. I played college football. So of course, you know what I'm saying, I'd have had instances where teammates that went down that road and then had experiences like that. Some I know for a fact wasn't true. Some I'm like, I don't know, cuz might have did that. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like the ones that I knew that wasn't true, I'm like, damn, it can ruin, like you said, it ruins a person's entire life. You know what I'm saying? Might have to stop going to school and everything. Like just everything just went completely left. And it's just, you just gotta be mindful of what you're saying and how you're going about saying it, like you said. But most importantly, man, accountability. I feel like everybody has to hold themselves accountable at some form of fashion. Both parties have to be held accountable. And mental health wise, stay away. Hey, that social media gonna tear you up, boy. You know what I'm saying? Don't let it's gonna tear you up. Everybody gonna have an opinion. Everybody's a critic. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, don't try to go back and forth with everybody that you see, you know what I'm saying, that's going against you. Because, you know what I'm saying, everybody has an opinion, but shit, y'all know what they can do with them. You know what I'm saying? Andre 3000 said it best. Everybody has an opinion, but y'all know what y'all can do with them. And if you're unsure, I'll take you on tour to a place where you can stick that in. So, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's entitled to their own thoughts, but as long as you know your truth, you know what I'm saying, you stand on it, and you look like he seemed like he had receipts to back him up. So it's like, hey, you was crossing your T's, make sure your I's was dotted. So you was just doing what you needed to do. Yeah, no, for real.
All right, so let's move into the next section, which is WWID. So what would I do in this situation? So if I was Uncle Luke in this situation, knowing me, because here's the thing with his response. It was very risky for him to respond. And I think, I don't know what other people think. I didn't read the comments. I think his response worked for him. And this is another example of, you have to know who you are, what works for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, this is a petty correlation, but like, for example, I grew up, my daddy used to always say, every girl not gonna want what you have to offer. And that's okay. And everybody not going, you can't do everything. So, you know, as a bigger dude, certain outfits, them skinny dudes, where you can't wear. You know what I'm saying? Certain shirts hug your titties a certain way that you can't do that. Now, I ain't got titties like that no more, but you know, still. So certain things you just can't do, and certain things is not gonna look right. Like if a dude 300 pounds and you got on the same outfit, the exact same outfit, and it's fly, they're gonna say you fly, and they want him. They're like,
Yeah.
you know, if it's too tight, if it's some skinny, you know. So with him, I think his response was risky, but it worked for him. In that situation, if I was accused of grooming somebody, and I hate to say it because we always say, well, you know, like if somebody be like, well, if it was me, I would have did this. I ain't gonna lie, I don't know, because that's such a bold statement. And somebody like her, she usually got her evidence and things she's saying. But even he said, I record everything. Because he dropped some bombs none of us knew. I record everything. I make people sign papers. So he like you said, he got himself covered. So I think if anything else, that's a lesson to people of, if you're doing wild and risky stuff, cover yourself. And I wonder, did he know that, or did somebody tell him like, hey, make sure people sign this? You know what I'm saying? Because I wouldn't have even thought to do that.
Thanks. Yeah. Me personally, I know I had to sit on that for a few days just to gather my thoughts. You know what I'm saying? And because I got to think before I just up and respond or just do anything. I like to just sit on it for a little while so I can come up with the best game plan as possible. So I don't think I would have just hopped on live and recorded the video. No, I wouldn't have did that. You probably wouldn't have heard from me, or I still post my content that I'm doing, my daily quotes. Like, you know what I'm saying, nothing going on, but behind the scenes, definitely just coming up with a game plan to go about handling the situation, for sure. Especially a situation like that, man. Of course, you gotta have to get lawyers involved, all of that. You know what I'm saying? So Yeah, just making sure my T's across my I's are dotted. So when it is time to address the situation, I'll be fully prepared, without a doubt.
And that's the thing, because and that's good what you said, kind of just sit on it first, and just gonna piggyback, that's gonna translate to the next segment, but so I'm gonna go back on that. But I would hate for somebody, most people do, especially in our community, get on live, everybody tap in, yeah, I got something to say, tap in, I'm gonna call you when I get off the phone, I'm gonna call you later, like somebody commenting, do I need to pull up, like what, like shut up. Y'all just saying anything. All right, man. So let's move to the next one, which is WWJD. So, what would Jesus do? What is the most ethically? What's the best thing to do in this situation? I think that what you said was the best. If you're gonna respond, do it with wisdom and do it from the aspect of, let me not do this in anger, because when you do things in anger, even if it's justified, you can make stuff 20 times worse. Because in this situation, he would have responded, even though it wasn't a tone to it, but it wasn't like, I'm gonna beat you up when I see you. Because then the first thing they'll say is, you're an abuser, you're sassy, you did it. Why are you getting so mad? She must be telling the truth. They'll be quick to say, anytime a man and woman go back and forth, people automatically gonna side with the woman. That's just how it is.
Man.
And it was another situation that happened recently where something happened, and then the dude responded, and he was justified. Oh, we talked about it last week, Party and Megan, but I was by myself last week. Now, what's your take on that? Did you hear about that?
What happened with them?
So, they used to date. Apparently, her newest song, Cobra, she had dissed him, and he made a diss track to her.
You said my Party Next Door?
No, no.
I was gonna say,
Party, Megan ex-boyfriend, Party Fontaine. Megan Thee Stallion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he made a diss track to her. And honestly, we played the diss track on last week's episode. So if you haven't checked it out, go listen to it. He was saying some stuff, but he wasn't like, he wasn't really aggressive, but it was a lose-lose. Honestly, when I looked at the comments on that one, a lot of women was on his side. And it was like, men was like, as a man, you shouldn't even went back and forth with her. And I said, I agree with that. But in the same breath, because then one dude who was, shout out to my boy CEO Mikey, he had said, as a man, like, let her do her rap. She didn't say your name. Yeah, it probably was about you, but she didn't say your name. But my logic was, with him, I probably wouldn't have did it. I don't rap, but I've saved, like, a girl I used to date did a podcast about me. Would I come back responding with a podcast? Probably not. But in the same breath, it's justified when everybody's attacking you and been attacking you and everything. She's looked at as, and this is no shade at her, this is just the truth. She's looked at as like this perfect figure. She can't do no wrong in the eyes of the world.
Man.
And she can't do no wrong. And she just keep throwing shots at you in more ways than one, because I'm sure some things we don't know about. And he just like, I had enough. So that same kind of storyline has came over to this week with the whole Uncle Luke thing. But Uncle Luke, I don't even know why she thought that one was gonna work.
Man, I don't even know. But as far as what would Jesus do, man, I feel like I'll probably pray about it.
Well, you need to though. You need to, so that you don't, because you gotta pray that anger away, pray your peace, because if not, you gonna
might crash out.
Yeah, for sure. Especially if it ain't true, because especially if it ain't true. All right, so WSMD, what should men do? So men in general, if you're listening to this, and I know you are, what I want you to do in a situation like this is kind of follow what my boy said. Stay off social media. Do what Jesus would do. Pray. And honestly, just figure out the game plan. Just seek wisdom on, divine wisdom on what do you think, how you should respond to this. In some cases, it's best to say nothing. But I feel like it's a case by case scenario, depending on who you are, depending on what's said. And because there are ways, like I said, as the people call it these days, classy clapbacks, there are ways to respond. You can respond well without being disrespectful and all that stuff. If you want to pull up with Uncle Luke, I don't believe not one lie was told. If he probably could pull up dates, pictures, text messages, everything. He probably could do all that. If you want to do all that, cool. But just like you said earlier, it's always a critic. So even if you prove yourself innocent, it's gonna be that one. If you didn't do it, you shouldn't even be doing all that.
Man,
So
you can't win for losing. I was just say, man, just can't make no real decision based on emotions. You know what I'm saying? Majority of the time when it's the women making the decision, it's emotional based. So just use logic.
yeah.
Logic trumps emotion.
And again, that's what most people they don't realize. They just think they gon' I don't know what these people are thinking, but here we are with that. All right, so quick conversation I want to speak on before we get into the other one, which features your people from your city. Now, before we get into that, Joe Budden came out and said that he hints at making a rap comeback. Now, Joe Budden is, for those that don't know, if you don't know who Joe Budden is, he is a podcast mogul, and is it safe to say what's the word I want to look for with the genre of podcast? And I can't think of the word, but it's something he did where he made it not his own, but he basically refined. I guess I don't know if I want to use the word refined, but he did something with podcasting and made it. He did his on his thing with it. I'll just leave it at that. I can't get it out. What the kids say, he did his big one.
Yeah.
How would you feel about, and this is all opinion, how would you feel about him making a comeback as a rapper? Because I'm all for having multiple streams, and I'm all for people, dibbling, dabbling in the arts, and dibbling. And if you can do it and you're successful at it, hey, then get it going. But how would you feel about him coming back into the rap game?
Yeah, I feel like why not? You know what I'm saying? You done made your name big again just through your podcast. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, you have a following, you have a fan base. They gonna listen to the music. You know what I'm saying? Especially how critical you are and how harsh you are about other rappers. Oh yeah, they gonna tune in just to see what type of time you on entirely. And then of course with the beefing and feuding he got going on with Dre, I'm like, it's gonna be great publicity for whatever he drops music wise. I feel like it'll just be, like you said, another great source of income, whether it's good or not, but people still gonna listen to it. You know what I'm saying? And you might find folks that actually fuck with it. So it's something it's another thing it's another ball you can roll with. So it's like, hey, why not?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm indifferent towards it. I think that if it's your passion, because I could say on one hand, like, well, you got a good thing going with the podcast and all this other stuff you doing, like, just do good with that. But in the same breath, if this is something he's passionate about, then I say go do it. Because if this is something that you really gets you going, then I can't tell you not to follow. You already had. Did he get a Grammy back in the day, or he just was nominated?
I couldn't even tell you.
Okay. But I know "Pump It Up" was a hot song, and on what's that movie? I'm gonna say "Bring It On." Same thing, just crumping version.
One thing I know of him
You
from
Got
back in the day,
Served.
I think he was in Def Jam, the video game, Vendetta or Fight for New York. He's in. I think he's in Fight for New York. Some shit like
They need to bring that back. I don't know what they're waiting on.
That's
I got a PS5 now.
That's gonna grow up, boy. What? Today's rap artists? Oh yeah, that's gonna be lit.
No, for sure. And then I could see like Lil Uzi fighting like a Mortal Kombat character or something. One of them, like, I could definitely see that for sure. All right, now let's move into the next topic today, featuring everyone's favorite, Young Thug. All right, so today he went to a court. He went back to court, which they said that the court case is still going to go on. And I got an article we're going to kind of skim through and give our opinion on it. And it's just kind of like basically going through the article just to kind of discuss, just pick out some different little parts and trying to get people caught up with what's going on for those that don't know. And so this is from Billboard.com. And you can see it at the top. Young Thug's YSL trial kicks off with quote from the Jungle Book and messy delays. Keep your comments because I know you have a lot to say. It's because there's some stuff I want to ask you that I want to discuss. So the prosecutors accused him of running a criminal street gang that operated like a pack of wolves during opening statements of the artist's high-profile racketeering trial on today, which was the 27th. All right. The 10 years and counting, Young Slime life dominated the Cleveland Avenue community. Love told the jury they created a crater that sucked in the youth and innocence and even the lives of some of the youngest members. So he was referred to as King Slime, And, YSL were not really a popular music collective called Young Stoner Life, but a violent Atlanta gang called Young Slime Life that committed murders, carjackings, drug dealings, and other crimes over the course of a decade. Now, I'm skimming through y'all because we ain't got all the time. I'm giving y'all the spark notes. But y'all can go back and read it for yourself or keep up with the story. It's on CNN. And he made CNN. All
Hey,
right. Yeah. So defense attorney's first claim to love was burden shifting. Okay. And her explanation of the court case to jurors, meaning she was wrongly making it appear that defendants would need to prove that they were innocent. Thug's lawyer, Brian Steele, then moved from a mistrial after he claimed that Love had showed jurors evidence that had already been explicitly banned from the case. Glanville later denied their request, but admonished the state for how it prepared for its opening statements. And I'm just kind of skimming through here. But basically, it's been going on for months, and it was supposed to mark the start of the trial and the 5 remaining members, and now it's delayed again. So this is just kind of giving y'all catching up of what's going on. And before I get into my takes on it, and before we get into the segments, I have to ask you, as Atlanta's finest, how did you because I be hearing stories from people from Atlanta about who they seen growing up and who they knew this person and all that stuff. Do you have any ties to Young Thug in any way, shape, or form?
not at all.
All right. So now, being from Atlanta, had you heard of they gang or whatever that they marketed like it was a rap group, but they saying it was really a gang?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you heard about. I mean, we call it. It's a slogan. You get slimed out here in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I heard slime you out. Wipe your nose clean. For sure.
So let's get to the mental health aspect first, because this one left out a lot of stuff, but I'm glad it did, because if it left out it put in everything, we'd be here all day. So what does this have to do with mental health? So jail, black men, court system, drugs,
Mm-hmm.
carjacking, betrayal. That's crazy. That sound like Law and Order or something. Like that sound like something that they'll be in front of that. As a black man, in Young Thug's case, or anybody in anything similar, and you can relate. This is perfect.
Man.
This is perfect. So you explained it on the podcast, but you went to jail in China, Beijing, right?
Yes, sir.
And he went to jail. His on the episode. I'm actually, when I put this, I'm gonna have. I think if I can do the clips, I'm gonna relate it to that episode because it's still on there. It still get views. Actually, crazy, especially on the audio version. People load that one up a lot. What take us on? Well, can you relate to Young Thug in this situation in any way, and anybody in that kind of system? And can you just give a quick summary of what that's like from your point of view?
Man, with my experience in China, and you know what I'm saying, I had no clue what was going on. Nothing was explained to me as far as how this whole process is working. I'm just signing a bunch of documents and just following whatever orders I'm being given. Just because I know I'm violated, I done did something I wasn't supposed to do. So it's just I got accountability I had to set in. I had to take whatever this punishment is to the chin. So for him, it's just like, hey, you are a mogul, you know what I'm saying? You have a huge platform, you have a huge following. So it's just like, man, you just, even if you did do it, if you didn't do it, we don't even know they should have all the evidence because they steady pushing the trial and back. They steady pushing it back, steady pushing it back. It's been drug out for like 2 years now. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like, man, you just got to hold yourself accountable at some point. You know what I'm saying? That has to take place. You know what I'm saying? Especially you got all these young black men looking up to you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people that look up to you. So just knowing that this stuff can happen to anybody. This stuff is real. You know what I'm saying? This is not a game. You can play with this field, play in this field if you want to. You know what I'm saying? Once you enter that fog of war, you just need to be man enough to take whatever bullets that come flying at you. So just just be mindful of what you consume, what you listen to it. Even if you do listen to it, don't let it consume you. I like that. That's even better saying, don't let it consume you. Just know it's just music. It's just content or whatever. It ain't something that you have to believe or, you know what I'm saying, a persona that you think you need to take on. But all of that entails you how much do you know yourself, how well do you know yourself. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, our people, don't even know who they are truly. You know what I'm saying? We just out here lost in the sauce and just adapting everything that's around us. So yeah, man, just mindfulness and just accountability at the end of the day.
For sure. It's crazy because, and it's kind of, even though this situation, it kind of correlates with themes that I talk about all the time. When you're doing something you ain't supposed to be doing, you're going to get caught eventually.
I mean,
And when you're doing it as long as they was doing it, it's like, bro, you could have been and stopped all this. You became a famous rapper. Why is this stuff still going on? And I think it's interesting that, it's keep getting pushed back. I feel like, why is it getting pushed back? Is it because there's something going on behind the scenes? Like they trying to get him to just, I don't feel like they trying to take him down. It's something else they trying to get out. I don't know what, but it just feel like it's something else they trying to get out. So what would I do in this situation? WWID. First of all, I wouldn't be here. But secondly, if I would, first of all, if I would, I ain't gonna lie, and I might get canceled for saying this. I would have probably pulled a gun because I ain't got time. First of all, like I said, I wouldn't even been there. But you know what you're getting with me. I'm definitely not green, but in the same breath, I'm not doing all that. You know what I'm saying? I was around people that did stuff like that, but my people ain't play that. So I couldn't even, if I even thought about wanting to get into stuff like that, I just think that unfortunately people think they're untouchable. And this might be a bar, but the moment you think you untouchable is when you get touched the most and the hardest. And I guess probably thinking too, like, oh, I'm a celebrity now, I really up. But you don't know the mindsets of people you're around, and that's the sad part, because you really don't know a lot of times the people you closest to. You know what I'm saying? You thinking like, if something gonna happen, then people will be drunk and high with you. Oh, bro, if this happened, I'm gonna have this. But when times get tough,
man, fog of war, bullets start flying. Hey man, that's when the real leader thrives. So you see people's true character. Okay, as soon as shit get real, I watch First 48 is one of my favorite shows to watch. And I was just like, it'd be crazy the things people die over, the smallest things, the dumbest things, but it's just once they get in that interrogation room, man, some people really like that. They cut from that cloth for sure. That's a small percentage though. Everybody else, man, you see who they truly are. You know what I'm saying? You can just see like, man, y'all done got yourself and this whole situation that you can't even get out of just cause, you know what I'm saying? You had no codes of conduct, no morals, you know what I'm saying? No backbone, you know what I'm saying? You just going with the flow, following the crowd, whatever the case may be, and now it led you down this rabbit hole, man, and ain't no getting out of
it. WWJD. So here's the thing with this situation. Morally, I think at this point, morally, because you got a RICO charge, and when you get a RICO, that means they've been watching you for a long time. For those that don't know, I think at this point, honestly, you could just come clean. I mean, I hate to say that, but you could try to get as many years off as possible. Maybe, you a celebrity, so you ain't gonna get in there forever, like they say. 'Cause you're a celebrity, and even if you are in jail, like, you're gonna be kicking it. You're gonna be living better than some people in their own house. You know what I mean? So I think at this point, you should just go for the redemption aspect and just be like, look, I did it. I did it. And get it and break it down. That's what I think. That's what I think.
Like you said, repent. What would Jesus do? Jesus being there repenting.
Just go ahead and come clean. Just go ahead and come clean. Now, this one I think is the best one. I really want to hope that people get from this. What's WSMD? What should men do? If you are in a situation like this now, anything with the courts, anything. I'm not an advocate for snitching. I'm just saying more so like if I was in that situation and I was gonna. And not saying he snitched, because I don't want him to swing on me or something if I ever meet him, because I like Gunna music and I'm still listening to Gunna music. But I think that if and it's especially at this age, this young millennial age, I think that, and even some Gen Z, it's okay to not follow the crowd. And one thing I would do, especially when I was younger and my friends would be doing stuff I knew I wasn't supposed to be doing, I would, because like if you don't have the courage, you should be, because everybody ain't bold. Like now, it is what it is. Everybody ain't got the courage or the ball stand up like, no, I'm not doing this. It's because they, But if you don't have that, if you do have it, then use the voice. But if you don't have it, I suggest you kind of do that. Go from the mindset of like, act like you got something to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh dang, they finna go jack a car, man. I can't get off work, man.
Right.
I gotta work a double today, bro. And not saying lie, but like really try to find like, man, bro, I got in trouble, bro. I can't even do it, bro. Like my mama said she need me to do something on this day. You asked her, could you do that? So now it's like, man, I gotta take my mama at that time to the grocery store, bro. It's important. Like I'm saying, not lie. Try to actually make that stuff happen. So then that way you ain't lying. But I think that it's just best to ensure that you are in a position to I had it and I just lost it that fast. Can you add on to that for me? Because I know you got something to say.
Yeah, Rochelle, just try to finesse it the best you can, avoid the situation. Or shit, me growing up, man, I was the one to call my partners out. Like, bro, this is stupid. Like, y'all not
Yeah.
thinking about X, Y, and Z that can happen from this. Like, they used to call me a fun killer. Oh, Chance, you lame, bro. Fuck you, nigga. You always ruin all the fun. But like, bro, y'all are not thinking.
Yeah.
Like, this is foolish. It's straight foolish. So sometimes you got to be that individual. And now all those same individuals respect me highly to this day. Just because I stood on, you know what I'm saying? I had backbone. I had my own code and conduct. Like I knew I wasn't gonna just follow the crowd and just go for anything. You know what I'm saying? I had goals set for myself. You know what I'm saying? Things I want to do and accomplish in life, and you know what I'm saying. We can't just make irrational decisions. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you can, and it'll work out for you. But like you said, eventually it'll catch up to you, for sure.
And that's the lesson of the day, y'all. It'll catch up to you. But like I said, and then that was like me. Like I was like, I'm not doing that. They knew I wasn't gonna do that. And I remember one time, because one of our homeboys growing up, he was very like lame. This was a dude who used to grow up running down the street like he was Sonic the Hedgehog. And he went from doing that in the Naruto run, and the next year he got hoes, he's selling drugs, and I'm like, what did y'all do to this man? But it was a joke made today. My friends was like, "Yeah, you was next." I said, "No, I wasn't." They said we knew he wasn't. We knew he wasn't going. And most of them, if not all of them, peaked at 18. Imagine peaking at 18 in life. Man. And even with you, like, yeah, you weren't doing all that stuff, but I'm sure you had some homeboys that have been in jail in Fulton County, and look at you. You was in jail in Beijing. Man. So look, you still outdid them.
Come on. Nah, for real. What? Plenty of folks down the road. Prisons, state prisons, maximum prisons, plenty of county jails. So it's just like, man, that ain't the lifestyle y'all want to live, bro. It is not. I don't know what make y'all think that shit is fun.
The music. It's the music. It's the lifestyle that these rappers are pushing. And I'm not going, and I didn't even mean to go here, but we're going to go here since we're here. I didn't even want to say that about the whole Young Thug thing, but there are consequences for our actions. So if these rappers and people showing y'all, they ain't show you nothing else, that everything catches up. And even like how D1 Music, all of them, Meek and Rick Ross, I don't try to come at him for him just saying y'all are contradicting yourselves. And that's all he said. He wasn't on no like y'all stupid, I hope y'all get canceled. He was just like, like y'all can't be preaching prison reform on one end, and then it's your songs talking about shooting niggas in the head and locking them up. Because I get it, you get it. These rappers, so even though some of them lived their life, some of them never did, and some of them still live it, they acting.
Yeah.
Their music is an outlet for them to, in some roles, play a character, right, relive a character, or just be themselves. Because some of them rappers, they be doing it. Some of them still do. But y'all pushing this narrative for a lifestyle that now the society picks up on it like it's cool, and they trying to be like that, and then it's not you. And then it's like you doing on one hand, it's perfect example. It's like a nutritionist who is promoting we shouldn't be eating that A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Right.
Then she turned around and she over here showing you funnel cakes
Right.
and blueberry pies and all this other stuff. Like, well, it's a double-edged sword. How can you preach this to me, but then you preaching that at the same time? Or at least if she was gonna show you with that stuff, it would be in moderation, like moderation. Whereas you saw that maybe once every blue moon compared to seeing all the other stuff daily. So it's just, we can be here all day with that. But I just end off by saying, watch what you're doing, watch who you're doing it with, and if you get jammed,
Accountability.
that's it. That's all I got. All right. So to end off, I kind of briefly talked about it. This week is a full week. Like I said, episode 3 of the vlog drops, and it is going to center around. And now, so you, because you don't know, so the vlog is not just a vlog. It's kind of like Bernie Mac or like a reality show. It'll be cutaways to me in this studio giving commentary of things going on. The second episode, we had some technical difficulties. I had to wing it with what I had, but this third one gonna go up. So the first one was decent for the first one. So if you get a chance, check it out. Let me know what you think. But yeah, so this one is going to center around Thanksgiving, and it's gonna be the 4 Friendsgivings, the 4 fits that I put on. One of them fits was trash. I ain't gonna lie. I'm telling y'all now. One of them was trash, but the other 3 I like. And 4 things I'm grateful for, thankful for. And then what I always do with the vlog is I always give a work tip. And this tip is universal for those who work 9 to 5s and for those who are entrepreneurs. So this week's work tip is going to center around knowing how to enjoy your break. And no matter whether or not you're an entrepreneur or you have a regular job, you get a break and you need to take advantage of the break. So you get to see me not really doing no work in this vlog. It's just really just that, enjoying my break and taking advantage of that. And then the episode for the podcast this week is about abundance and how to live an abundant life, and figuratively and literally and mentally. So y'all check that. I have a guest with that one. That's all we got for today. Anything you want to plug before we go?
Man, just y'all stay blessed, man. Continue to level up. I don't know how this year, man, went for you, but just know that next year it's a fresh start. And shit, you can really go ahead and start on that fresh start now. I don't even like New Year's resolutions. People waiting now. Go ahead and start now for real, for real. If it's something that you truly want to do, start implementing it now. And man, I feel like greatness is on the horizon. I feel like things finna go up for a lot of people next year. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this year was a lot of great things happened for some people. There's a lot of adversity that took place this year as well for others. So just continue to keep, man, stay 10 toes to the ground, keep your head up, man, and keep running your marathon until it's over.
All right, good stuff as always. So that's all we got this week for y'all. Tune in to me Thursday, then again on Saturday, and then we'll be here again next Monday with somebody else. P.S.A. signing out. Always remember, keep your head up like your neck hurt. Remember who you are. Make your mind up. Don't let it make you. And I love us for real.